Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I am your host, Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I am about to activate the live TikTok and activate the live Instagram. So they won't get this message, but you will. Thank you guys for being here. To the 248 of you, have a little bit of fun. We're gonna do some lightsabers. Save those guys for last. But before we do that, I need to activate the lives and then redo this part. Alright, so live TikTok and live Insta. Checking connections. Move these things over here. Okay, so if you're on Instagram and you're on TikTok, welcome to my live. TikTok's malfunctioning already. So, you know how this is going to play out. Okay, TikTok's functioning. Alright, so, as you guys know, I'm going to do some martial arts. Pretty much the same stuff. We're going to end with some lightsaber stuff. But we are going to do the same martial art weapons. We are going to do bound fighting before we do the lightsabers. It is currently a time that I can't tell. Anyway, I know it's like 8:30 something. Okay, it's 8:39. So, what we're going to do, we're going to do some martial art demonstrations. Hopefully the lights are bright enough for y'all to see me. If not, you're going to have to deal with it. I know that one light specifically. Yeah, we're gonna fix this right now. Put you right there. And we're gonna, oh dear. Okay. So that should cover all of this. Alright? So we're gonna do weapons demonstrations. Same thing as you always see me do. And we are going to do bound fighting, and we gotta do this before the clouds get back overhead, and in case it like starts to storm or anything, because I don't have any money to repair any of these things. Hello to you on Instagram, brother Claude. How are you? Anybody on TikTok? Hello. I have one person on TikTok, so thank you. Anyway, so we're gonna do the normal weapons demonstration minus my rings because they're not finished yet. And then we're going to do bound fighting, and then we're going to do some lightsaber stuff. Alright? Don't worry, it's not going to be very impressive lightsaber stuff because I'm so far out of practice that you would not believe I can even pick a lightsaber up. So, we're only going to do one nunchuck, and whichever one I grab first, which happens to be red, is the one we're going to use. As always, please do not attempt any of this stuff without proper training. You could seriously injure yourself, and I am not going to be held responsible for you choosing to do stupidity versus using your brain capacity. Alright, so as you all know, this is short range, this is mid range, this is long range. Alright, got that? I usually do short range when I'm whirling because it gives me more control of the capacity in which I am going to whirl my weapon. Now, also you should know that as a martial artist, now you know why you don't do all that. No, that was not intentional. But this is why you won't get the chance to do that if you're actually in a fight. If you're actually in a fight, this is your striking position. See where it's under the arm? Boom. High right. Boom. Coming from the left. And at the same time on the other arm. Boom. Boom. Those are your striking from the top. This is your striking going up from the bottom and going up from the bottom. So basically you're in a T or a star. And those are the things you're going to do. What you're not going to do is this. Now if you're in the movies and you're showing somebody you can work these things, fantastic. Because that's what you're doing. Now, if you're in an actual fight, that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is, I got this position, I'm in this position, boom, I'm back, boom, boom, I'm back. You see what I did? I did not do this. I did this. From the underarm position, shoop, struck out, I got it back. Swung, 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 no. This is what it did. Strike out, get it back, strike out, get it back. strike out, get it back, strike out, strike out, strike out. Over here, strike out. Over here, strike out. So some strikes come from under. Those come from under. Some strikes come from over. Here, here, back here, under strike one. If I could catch the nunchuck, that would have been cool. Under strike two. Now let me try it where I actually catch the nunchuck. Strike under. Stuck in my arm. Strike under. Now from here, strike over, strike over. Come up here, strike over, strike over, strike under, strike over. So your strikes are probably going to be like this in a real fight. One under, over, over, back over, over again. Sometimes you might not get the chance to strike from under. Now also understand that nunchucks, your striking distance is as long as your arm and where you position your hand on these chucks. If you're just twirling them and you're practicing at home, that's fine. If you get into a real fight, you're not doing this. Granted, it looks cool. Granted, you're building up momentum. But in a real fight, you're not going to have the time. Sorry to bust your bubble. You're not going to have the time. Someone's coming at you. They're not coming at you in slow motion. They're coming at you to hurt you. And that being the case, when they're running, if they're in arm's distance, you need to strike. If they're past arm's distance, you fucked up. So let's say they got past arm distance, boom, boom. Now I pushed them off with a front kick, and I struck them with the chuck. That's my best move. My second best option would be to sidestep and then hit them from the back. Because I might not get the chance if I don't. You have to understand how things, what the hell was that? Okay, my tablet's doing some strange shit. Hello, Brianna. Long time no see, beautiful Taekwondo girl. And my dear friend. Hello, everybody. I have friends. I do. I miss Brianna. Just like I miss Dynamite Donna, Dale, and Donna's entire clique, including Black Rob, who I still see every day. But this isn't about them. This is about me showing off now. Now you see why you don't whirl those damn things in a fight. If you lose your weapon in the middle of a fight, it's done. You're history. Now this is another way you can whirl your chucks. See how that was an epic fail? Whew, that's called a recovery. And my glove got slipped, and yes, I just hit myself in the dick. Stung a little bit. Now you see why you don't do a lot of whirling. That was not done on purpose, but it was done to teach you a lesson, because it also teaches me what I need to improve on. So again, this is it, you know. But in a fight, you're not even going to do that. It's going to be from here, boom, that's a strike. That's a strike. Up strike, down strike. Switch hands, boom. Switch hands, boom, boom, boom. Whatever hand has this thing, and I just bruised my leg. Whatever hand has this thing is the hand that's going to swing. This hand has it, boom. This hand has it, boom. Why am I doing that? If I get here, shoot. That's where I'm building the momentum. I get here, boom. Now, for proper inspection, watch this hand. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be like this. So, here, not here. And you can do it this way, but I'm not comfortable this way. So I do it this way. See my hand? Whip, whip, whip. Here, whip, whip, whip. Here. And you see I didn't get to catch that? So this is why I don't do it that way. Because my chances of catching it, damn it, my arm is tight. Catching it here is very slim and very dangerous. If I miss, that bitch flies under. It's gonna hit me in the face. So you have to be careful. So you want your hands here and here. All right? Not here. Because there's a good chance that you won't catch it. And if you miss it, it will fly under here and check your chin. So you don't want to do that. So here, here, TikTok froze, my elbow swing, and my elbow swing. Everybody has a go-to move with their nunchucks. This is my trademark move, catching in the elbow and swinging back to the same hand. Sometimes, as earlier, that shit flies off in a totally different direction. Nunchucks. Okay, I'm gonna watch that. Okay, it disappeared. Okay, excellent. Alright, so I'm gonna go with the chain now. I understand that this chain is very, very long. And if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself with this chain. So I usually fold it in half because it's easier to maintain when it's in half. And for those who are new to martial arts, if you choose to do the rope dart or the long dart or the meteor hammer, you're attached to a rope or a chain. This is pretty much similar but different. And you need to learn how to control your weapon so that it doesn't hit you while attacking someone else. Now, if it hits the fatty parts of your skin, I'll show you from here. So we're gonna go around. I blocked it, and so it hits like there. So again, this way I have control. So I can rub it off my back. It pays to be able to control this thing so that you don't hurt yourself in accidental form. Okay, sorry, I had to read that. If I don't respond, don't take it personally. Now, the thing about this chain, it is plastic. It still hurts like shit. So even with your training weapon, it has the capacity to hurt you. So, see how I control that so that it doesn't hurt, it only stings? That's as close as I can get to complete control, but also my body's used to the feel of the sting. Now, a lot of people aren't used to that, so they get hurt. Now, from here I'm going to teach you a switch over. I got fucked up, but that's how you recover, and you still get to switch over. And now I just did my switch over in case you guys didn't notice. Now again, with this rope, chain, whatever, you're not gonna have to get physical. You're not gonna have to deliver any kicks or punches because that's your distance. When someone's in that distance, you should already be working your weapon. If they get in and you have a chain or a rope dart or a meteor hammer, you fucked up. Simple as that. You fucked up. You let them get too close. As you see the distance of your arm, that's an attack. Yeah. That's control. So here, boom, I can strike you that way. And I can strike you that way. Pull back. And boom. Understand? Plus, I just slipped. See, I turned that shit into a nice new move. Yeah, Jenkins. Anyway, we're gonna go to a different weapon now. So we're gonna do short sticks. I also forgot to bring my Gatorade. Short sticks or chobos. Again, you're not gonna do this. Not in a real fight. You can train like that all you want, but you're not gonna do that when it comes to fighting. So block, strike, 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 block, strike, strike, block, strike, strike. It's never gonna be block, strike, whip it out, whip it in, and strike again. No, it's always gonna be block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike. You're gonna figure that shit out. And You better figure it out before somebody figures out, if I rack your hands, you're going to drop your weapons. A lot of people who don't tell you guys, you get your hands racked with these bitches and you don't have glove protection on, it's more than likely going to break your hands. Now, these are short sticks, or chobos. They're not as long as Kali sticks, still effective. The problem is, you got to get in. What you're not going to do is that, and that's why. If you got 2 sticks, and I did this, and it goes, and it gets away from me, now I have 1 stick and you have 2. It's not impossible for me to block, but you still have 2 sticks, which means some part of my body might get hit with the 2nd stick. That's not going to be fun. So again, you're going to fight, clock, block. That's what you're going to do. You have your windshield wiper block, up block, down block, your windshield from center, you have your X block, but practice from X to up and down at the same time. Boom, right? Boom. So you can go high left, low right, boom. You can go high right, low left, but you're keeping your protection in the center so that when somebody throws a hit and it's coming, and you can block and strike, or you can block and strike. Now from the side, in case y'all missed it, someone's coming this way. And so you are blocking with a high left and a low right because they have 2 sticks, which means their strike looks like this, 1 up and 1 down. So if they're coming down or they're thrusting in, block the one coming down, block the thrust coming in. So their thrust is here or they're hammering down. Or if they're coming from the side, which is high right, block left, or intercept, depending on how you want to say it, depending on who teaches you what. Those are things that you need to be prepared for, because if you're not prepared for them, you would be meditating from the horizontal position, and something in here might be broken. Yeah. So now we're going to use commas. Actually, first thing we're going to do is blow my nose. Sorry about that, y'all. The weather shift. I didn't get any really good sleep last night because I couldn't breathe. Okay, so with commas, it's pretty much the same thing. Block, strike, 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 not. Block, strike, whip out, and do that. Now, as perfect as that is, that's called practice. That is for movie shit only. So, let's try it again. Block a sword, stab, stab. That is correct. Block a sword, stab, pull out, whip around. I dropped it. That is incorrect. One more time, correctly. Block the sword, stab, stab, stab. And you keep stabbing because you have to get in there. Because they're commas. They are for close quarters combat. Now, incorrectly, block the sword, stab, whip out, do some cool shit, and come back in. You're not going to get the chance to do that in real life. I promise. From the other side, block the sword, stab, 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 correct. Block the sword, stab, whip out, whip in, and then stick it back in them. No. Cool, but not correct. Alright? Understand that these things are dangerous. Not these because they're still dangerous in my hands. But at that same time, if I'm blocking and I'm striking, this is a comma. If you're not wearing armor, great. Because it's just going to cut right across you and it's probably going to stick in there and I can just gouge it right out. If you're wearing armor, I got to dig that sumbitch in there while I'm still holding your sword. So when I pull it out, you better believe I'm going right back in. It's not going to matter where. It's only going to matter that I keep stabbing versus, oh, let me be cool. Block, stab, pull out, whip it around, stab. No. In the event that this would have been real, I would either cut a vein or I would have lost some fingers. So you don't do that. No matter how cool it looks and no matter how it's supposed to look, if it's a movie, okay, fine. It's a movie. So you can do that in the movies. In real life, it works like this. Stab, boom, boom, boom. That's it. And that was supposed to be a block, but I said a stab. So Let's try that one more time. Block, stab, stab, stab. Okay? Not block, stab, pull out, spin it like cool, and then stab again. If you pull this son bitch out, it better be to strike the guy that you didn't see coming up behind you. Alright? So block, stab, stab that guy. Kick that guy and go back to stabbing this guy because I'm still holding his sword. Okay? Fights were brutal. Wars were brutal. There was never somebody in Asia, where these weapons come from, that did this. Block, stab, pull out, whip it around, and stab again. No. No. Let's keep that shit real. Block, stab, stab, stab. You're dead. Stab, 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 stab. I'm going through people, but it's close quarters. Commas, like knives, are close-quartered combat. And now, by the power of my magical imagination, these commas are now tampas. Alright, so before I go any further, you should know that any martial art weapon can be adapted to any martial art style. There's going to be a lot of people that tells me that's bullshit, and I'm going to tell them, why don't you go and try it? Because although tampas are technically Japanese, you can still use them in Wing Chun. There's not a martial art weapon that you can't convert from whatever it originally styled in into something else. So understand that adaptation is part of fighting. And in every fight, no matter what style you have, you need to learn to adapt to your opponent. Because if you don't, your opponent is going to adapt to you. So understand, be well-rounded in martial arts. Don't just pick one, pick more than one, and adapt. Now again, as I tell you guys, and I always will if I don't forget that we had this conversation, I am an outside to inside guy. That means it comes this way. You can be an inside to outside guy, but as you saw, if I don't clear my body, I'm going to break something on my body. Same thing with uppercuts. If I'm throwing an uppercut with this damn thing here, then I'm going to follow up. Let me show you from the side so you can see. Uppercut, outside to inside strike. I am not going to follow up unless it's an emergency and I forget. Uppercut, inside to outside strike, because that's going to come all the way around, but it's got to clear my chin. And I just uppercut somebody. Who's to say I'm going to clear my chin and come back down on their head? At least if I uppercut this way, it doesn't have to clear my chin. It has to clear their chin, which I have every intention on hitting them in the chin. If I'm throwing a jab, boom, I'm going to follow through with an outside. I'm not going to throw a jab and follow through with the inside, because if I don't clear that body, see that distance? If I don't clear that distance to get that outside swing, to get that inside swing, I'm going to probably break my own rib, and I don't want to break my own rib. I want to break the guy across from me's rib. So I throw that jab, and I come in. Then I throw another jab, and I come in. I'm coming from the outside. For reference, outside, away from you. Inside, towards you. If that didn't get that clear enough, one more time. Inside, outside. Outside's safer for me. I'm a small guy. I'm 5'3.5". I'm not taking any chances of pushing this out and pushing this towards my body, where it's a hell of a lot safer. If I throw that punch, notice my guard's up, so I throw that punch, and I throw this. Now, if he's throwing something, I can block it with this, and then I can push him off, and he'll still be in enough striking distance that I can rock his world with the tanfa. Understand how that works? Okay, so we're going to end this now with the weapons, with the exception of we're about to do bound fighting, and then we're going to end the entire video and the live with me swinging a lightsaber. Because my lights, my main lights, the ones that need to be plugged up, they're about to die. So let's try to end this quickly. I'm going to have to put these gloves back on for the lightsaber, but for bound fighting, they hinder me a lot. Now, I've been watching a lot of things on the ID channel with people getting their hands tied behind their back. So I don't know if that's a sign from God to tell me that I should probably invest in teaching people how to fight with their hands behind their back, or if I should stop because no one's really trying to learn it. But I am going to say, for the most part of the average human being, none of us are living a life where people are kidnapping us and putting our hands behind our back. But in the events that you are, hopefully this will give you enough tips to get through. So, first, the don'ts and what you're not going to do. Minus the butterfly kick because I'm just not feeling it. What you're not going to do. Jumping spinning kick. Tornado kick. Reverse tornado kick. You're not going to do any of that shit with your hands tied in front or behind. And you're not going to do the butterfly kick, which again, I just stated, I don't feel like doing that shit. So we're not going to do it. We're going to go with the hands behind the back first because that is the most difficult. I'm going to teach you your basics and how to get the fuck out of dodge. Why am I going to teach you your basics and how to get the fuck out of dodge? Because I can't guarantee you your survival. Alright? No one can ever guarantee you your survival. But what I can say is this. If I'm getting paid to teach you anything, the shit's gotta work. I'm sorry. And vice versa. If I'm paying you any amount of money to teach me something, regardless of how simple it is, the shit has to work. Alright? I'm not trying to be a dick about it. The shit has to work. I'm sorry. Now, I can't guarantee you that this shit I'm showing you is going to work for you. I have field tested it. It is not the best idea. And I'm not talking about the movie clip that I did. I'm talking about years ago when I first started learning this shit. So, it is highly probable that it will work for you because it worked for me. I'm nobody special. However, I've also been fighting since I was 6 years old. Just not professionally. Because no one gives people who are 5'3" a chance unless you're a female. So there's that. But if you're a male, yeah, go sit in the corner. You can be the water boy, but we're not going to let you fight. So, fuck all the people who are prejudiced against short people. Anyway, sorry, the umbrella threw me off. Thought it was a person. So when your hands are behind your back, we're going to teach you to not engage, but to escape instead of engaging. That is the whole purpose of why I teach it that way, because your blocks are exceptionally limited unless you are very flexible. I am not very flexible. This is my limit right here. See where that's at? That's at my collarbone and shoulder. So I have to tuck my head. And if I don't get away from that kick in time, I'm going to sleep. Or that punch, I'm going to sleep. And putting it here, I'm not strong enough to block a full-on punch with this hit. Instagram has paused. Okay. Looks like YouTube paused for a second, but Instagram is back. Okay, so this here is it, yo. And if I don't have the upper body strength to block anything that you're throwing at me from this position, I'm DEAD dead. All right? And we don't want that. Which is why I'm going to teach you to slightly engage, but escape, as I always do. If your door is on the left, you want to kick him to your right. So they're running at you, you want to do an outside to inside crescent kick, which looks like this. They're running at you, in other words, you guys are running at me. Boom! Now I've kicked you in that direction, and I'm going toward that door. Now when I get to the door, I'm going to have to get my hands up on there and try to do that shit. So for reference, this is how high I can get my hands tied up behind me. Alright? So unless you are a contortionist, which I am not, you can pop your arms and shit out of socket, or if you can squat down, which my hip no longer allows me to do. Because if you could squat down and you know, do the hand through the leg thing, again, my hip no longer allows me to do that, so we don't have to worry about that shit happening. You know, now, let's say the door is on your right, so you want to kick him to the left so that you can go. Alright? So he's running at you, outside to inside. Kick them over this way, you pop your hips this way, you're heading for the door. Alright? Now why do I do it this way? Because it's really quite simple. If you are not a good fighter, you just pissed off somebody. And if you didn't knock them down or knock them the fuck out, you're going to need to get the hell out of dodge. Understand, fighting with your hands tied behind you is not impossible. It's highly improbable without proper training that you are going to be able to do this shit successfully, which is why I said, you're not going to do any jumping, spinning kicks. You're not going to do any flying knees. You're not going to do any flying dragons. So now let's say you panic and you freak out. The door's over there and you use the wrong kick. So that being the case, you did an outside to inside crescent kick, but you forgot that your door's over there. So you kicked him into that spot. All right? So he's coming at you. Boom! Now, you got to get into the position where you have to be ready to engage. So that leveled him. If it knocked him out completely, just step over top of him and go through the door. But if it didn't, if it just shocked him and put him over to where he can stand between you and the door, now you have to engage. So now you have to pick your kicks carefully. All right? Always prepare, because he can always sweep your fucking standing leg. Understand that shit. He can sweep your standing leg. So if he's running at you, you control the range. Push kick. You know, not the jumping crane kick. Not this. Boom. Because if he catches your foot and sweeps your other foot, you're going to land on your arms and something's going to get broken, or your head's going to hit the concrete or the grass or the ground, and you're going to get fucked up. So you want to just push kick him. Whichever leg is closest. So you land it like this, and you got into this fighting position. So he's coming at you. Boom. You know, it's coming at you. Boom. Now, that first kick was a deterrent. It wasn't as strong. But your second kick, when you got into position, because your first kick, he's coming at you. Boom. You got into position, he's coming at you again. Boom. No. Now, that is slowing him down or pushing him back enough so that you can prepare yourself. He's coming at you. This time, you're not going to make that same mistake. You're either going to do an outside to inside crescent kick with the right leg, or you're going to do an inside outside crescent kick, pushing him this way. So if it's an inside to outside crescent kick, boom. Now you sent him over this way. You can follow through, boom, but you still put yourself in a vulnerable position. So you can also do an inside to outside crescent kick with the right leg. So pushing him, outside to inside crescent kick with the right leg, pushing him this way as well. Boom. Now he's right there, so you reposition. Boom. You know, always remember where your body position is, because you're never going to know. If you're going to have to engage, you need to be in the right position to defend yourself at all costs. If not, you're going to get fucked up. Now, again, your blocks are limited. And it's limited by your flexibility. I'm not flexible. Again, that's it. I'm also a very short person. But this here does not give me enough blocking power because I'm tied up. And my left arm is going to be the hindering factor that stops me from getting shit blocked properly, which means I'm probably going to get fucked up. All right? Now, let's move on to having your hands in front of you. This is easier because you have the ability to work as a complete unit with your body. You also have the ability to do the one thing you couldn't do very well with the other part. You have the ability to block. High right, medium with knee, low. High left, medium with knee, low. Now the reason why I repeat this sequence over and over every time I show y'all that shit is because it's so easy to forget in a crisis situation that you can block with your hands tied. You know boxing blocks? You know Muay Thai blocks? You know, boom, boom. Now you know why I incorporated the knee. You know, because you can block, boom, boom, boom. Thrust, try to use this as a weapon. You want to hit them in the throat. If that is not an option because you are not very trained, you can still block. You can still block. You have your windshield wipers, boom, boom. Or if you're a Karate Kid fan, show me wax on, wax off. All right? So wax on, wax off. You have that. Show me paint the fence. Boom, 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 boom. Now you see there's a little bit of a hang up here because if I'm doing snake, I'm good. If I'm doing crane, not so much. If I'm doing mantis, I'm still good. But I can also do Wing Chun and do my rapid punches or my pox out right down the middle. The problem is I'm fighting a person. I'm not fighting my imagination, I'm fighting a person. Things go through your head when you are in a fight. A million things a second. Not a minute, a second. And the one thing that a lot of martial artists that we all follow on the internet neglect to tell you, but I will always tell you, 1 million things can go wrong before one thing goes right in a fight. And that will be the deciding factor on if you're going to get your ass kicked or not. So you're going to need to be able to have your shit focused. You're not going to do this kick. Because if your foot leaves and they're a smart fighter, they sweep this foot. Because some people can take a hit to the chest with a kick. And if they take that hit or they bat it away and sweep your foot, your body's going down. And if you don't know how to fall properly, you might crack your dome on the sidewalk or the street or the ground, wherever the hell you're fighting at. So you don't want to do too many aerial shit with your hands tied. It's just not recommended. I'm sorry. It's really not recommended. Now, your blocks, you're great. But you have to learn how to block and strike. Boom, boom, that's a strike. Boom, boom, that's a strike. You understand? I blocked him and I elbowed him. Is it advisable? Hell no. Because he has to get in for me to hit him with a forearm or elbow. But if I block and I push kick him off, I still have control to where I can back up. He comes at me, boom. I can push kick him all day. I can control the range if you see how far my body is. So let's say, shit. This bottle. I have no idea if you guys can see that bottle. But if you can't, this is my range. Alright? So as long as he comes within toe tapping distance, I got him all day. Boom. Yo, I got him. Boom. I can push him off all day. Okay, he throws a kick, block, kick, I can return. You know, he throws a kick, block, kick, kick again. You know, this leg hasn't left the ground, and I'm protecting this leg with this leg, or I'm blocking with my arms. I can't let him get in because I don't want to get knocked out, and my hands are tied, which is a very, very important factor in a fight, is knowing the range of your opponent. Now, for you long, tall people, 5'6", 5'7", 5'5", 6 feet, if your hands are tied and you have long legs and a small torso, I have a small torso and small legs, so I have to be able to control the range. If I'm fighting somebody taller than me, I gotta make sure that I control the range. If you're running and I sidestep and I throw a knee and then an elbow, I'm good. My hands are still tied. So when I knee you and I elbow you in the back of your neck, I'm gonna wrap this thing around your neck and I'm gonna pull on you. And I'm gonna pull, and while I'm doing that, my knee is gonna be in your back. Now, before anybody gives me any shit, first and foremost, it's a survival scenario. And what I just mentioned was, of course, lethal ordinance. But, like I said, if I'm going to teach you something, we need a guarantee that that shit's gonna work. Let me wave to my brother Dale. Sorry, Dale, I'm also on TikTok. Shout out to Dale. Anyway, the destroyer. Anyway, if I got you back here, because I just kneed you, elbowed you, and I jumped around your neck, I'm trying to survive now. Plus my hands are tied. I'm not letting you go. I'm gonna push this bitch through your fucking neck, or I'm going to pull this bitch through your neck because I jumped over your head. Alright? Now I can put my legs around your body and squeeze and pull up and squeeze. Alright? You have to understand how fighting works. If a person can't breathe, they can't hurt you, and it doesn't matter how big they are. Keep that shit in mind. This is a weapon. It's a handicap, but it's also a weapon. And you'll have to learn how to adapt and use it as so. Now, I did a movie clip from when I did Dragon's Breath. I put it on my TikTok. I might have put it on my YouTube. I don't really know because it's been a while since I checked. I do know that my YouTube has 248 followers, where my Instagram has 996 or 97, or 980 followers, where my TikTok has over 3,000 followers. So I do keep track of that. So first, let me thank all of you while I got you all at the same time. But the thing is, you know, I'm not going to come here and sugarcoat shit about fighting. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. If you don't like the truth, I'm not the guy that you should probably be following. Because this here, it's a hindrance, but it's also a weapon if taught properly. Like I said, if I block your shit and I knee your shit and I elbow your shit, the next best step is lethal ordinance, and that's to get this bitch around your neck. And it works from this side too. If I block and knee, elbow, and then wrap this shit, I have many combinations. This should work. The thing is, can I combat my fear as well as I'm combating the guy that I'm trying to fuck up? Which is also a part of fighting that a lot of people that we follow on the internet tend to forget to tell you that fear is a part of fighting. You will have a little bit of fear in you while doing this. And if you don't, well, then you're just a bad motherfucker, and that is what it is. So I don't know if this is going to work. I will try to do the invite. Nope. Okay, it says invite sent. So while we're doing that, I'm going to put these gloves on and work this lightsaber. All right. So we're going to probably dim one of these lights so that you guys can see the lightsaber. We're gonna dim the big bitch. Okay? Been a long time since I've worked one of these things. So hopefully it'll show up. And you never know. So block, block, strike, 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 and strike. Alright. So I'm just gonna whirl it, just to have some fun. Not gonna do anything that we did in Saber Night Lights. Not gonna do anything special. Just whirl it. Switch arms. Lose it a little bit. There's a girl that I follow here. 2 of them. They haven't been on my FYP in a while, but there are some lightsaber mommies that are hot as hell. And no, they don't have children, but I didn't know what to call them. I can't call them lightsaber babes. That might be offensive. Oh my God, I've dropped my lightsaber. Guess I should probably pick it up. Or maybe I should pick up 2. Like I said, not gonna do anything special. Woo! Well, suicide by lightsaber. At least that's the rules of the class. Obviously the invite didn't work. Yeah, the invite didn't work. Sorry about that on TikTok. Anyway. Which one's faster? Ooh, big mistake. Who dies first, Jedis? Or Siths? It doesn't really matter because I'm a renegade. I'll take them both out if necessary. I can't get the light to cut on. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna close up now. And I want to thank you all for being here. Every last one of you, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the lightsabers. Hope you enjoyed the weapons demonstration. And I hope I taught you something. So before we go, please, if you're gonna learn martial arts, please, for you Instagram, for you TikTok, for you YouTube, above all else, if you don't listen to me, if you don't take any of my advice whatsoever, please do this. Be well-rounded in your choices. Understand that the only real weapon is you. Every weapon that touches your hand is an extension of your skill set. They are tools. But without your body and without your mind, tools are useless. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Africa number 2, and Instagram and TikTok, which I just totally fucked that up because this is Instagram and this is TikTok. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Be seeing you. And that, and that. And now for you guys that's still here, on YouTube. I want to talk to you for a second. Okay, so we all know that there's 248 of you guys, man. And I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never going to get it right. But I want you guys to understand, you are part of the best things that has happened to me in a very, very long time. And I need you guys to know that. You know, I don't always get things perfect. I am never not honest with y'all about my political affiliation. I don't lie. I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't have anything against anybody who's a Trump supporter as long as it's about your wallet and not about giving you a free pass to be a racist. And with everything that's happening with Trump in the world right now, we should all be concerned. You know, I am concerned because, one, I would say that they got him on some bullshit. You know, they got him on some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, they got him on some bullshit. But I am not going to defend him because of the things that he has said about Native Americans, especially with the Pocahontas jokes. I'm not going to defend him until the day he decides, hey, I'm going to apologize to the Central Park Five, who was 5 black kids who did not rape the white woman, but went to jail, lost their lives for a rape that they did not commit. And you don't have to agree with that, and that's fine. We can still be friends. Your political affiliation is yours, and I can't judge you on that because you have the right to choose who you vote for. I joined the Army because I needed a job and I wanted to die. I found my purpose in the Army was so that we all could live happily and have the rights that we've always had, even though some of the rights should probably be looked into just a little bit more. And by that I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier about the scalping laws that still affect the world today. Yes, there are still scalping laws on the paper that still makes it legal for you to scalp a Native American. I do not know what states or what cities, but I know it's inhumane, and as a person who is part Native, I thought I'd mention that before. So instead of making a whole nother video about that shit, I just wanted to address it because of the indigenous erasure shit that has been happening on TikTok and YouTube. And it infuriates me that these things have to happen and that no one is taking note and that no one is making a difference in stopping it. Sorry, Instagram. So before I close out, I just want you guys to know one thing out of the 248 of you that are here. Without you, I don't have a channel. I love having you here, and I will not give up my quest to be an actor that's working versus this actor that you see before you that is not very successful, but still fighting the good fight. That being said, I hope that I taught you something in martial arts. I know I've taken up 48 minutes of your time, and I probably didn't need to add this in, and I probably could have did a whole different video. I will make another video or two before I go to bed tonight. It just won't be out here in the dark. So with that being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Ever number 2. Thank you for being here for me. God bless you, and good night. Again, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Ever number 2. Be seeing ya. Much love, y'all.